Today, we're talking about the power of the imagination and these mental images that we hold in our mind. This is Sean Israel, San Juan. We're talking about life hacks, and let's jump right in. All right, so the power of the imagination, which most people don't understand or maybe not really fully get, is that the mental images that we hold in our minds are actually help creating the world that we experience, right? So real quick, what mental image do you hold about yourself, about the world you live in, about politics, about your capabilities? What is the mental body image that you hold for yourself? What is the mental level of financial success that you hold for yourself? These are the things that's going to determine what actually shows up in your experience, right? And so there's an old ancient text that says that those without vision perish, because literally our words are formed in our minds with pictures, right? So if I say a hamburger, what do you see? A picture of a hamburger. You don't see the words that spell it out. If I say car, what floods your mind? A picture of a car, right? Because the ancient or these mystic people knew the power of your imagination, and unfortunately most times that we're using our imagination against ourselves unconsciously. And what this may look like is, say, a mom that's in fear, right, that her kid or her teen is going out that night, and she starts having fear navigate her imagination by having images of maybe her kid in an accident or things not working out right, and that this image in the mind is she's paying so much attention to that now her body's causing her body to act on it. Now she's calling, texting, seeing if things have happened when in actuality it's never ever happened, right? Because scientists have proven now that, like, if you were to practice in your mind, they took two different scenarios, one playing the piano and the other one shooting basketballs only in their minds, right? They had three sets of groups of people. One group of people, they had them practicing the piano physically, right, for 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. They had the second group practicing mentally for 2 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then the third group, they didn't have them practice. They just had them sit there doing absolutely nothing. But like what they came and saw and found out that the people that just went inside their minds practicing the keys on the piano increased their percentage only 15% less than physically doing it. And around the same percentage for people shooting a basketball in the hoop, right? Because we have to understand that when we go inside our minds, when we start imagining the things of the past, right, literally it takes us to the past where our heart rate changes, our physical chemical body begins to align itself to that thing that we're imagining. So it's important that we be more deliberate about what we're thinking and what we're envisioning and imagining about ourselves. In science of mind, they call this thing called the mental equivalent, right? And this is actually what I believe that psychologists get when we call it's called a mental, not mental image, but it's called self-image, right? So if I have a low self-image, right, or I have an image that, I can't lose weight, no matter how disciplined I am consciously, if that mental image is in my subconscious mind, that is going to be the cause of me unconsciously going to the kitchen in the middle of the night when I'm either weak, hungry, angry, or tired, because that's when my body is at its weakest moment, and I will unconsciously overeat to again reach that level of I don't know, body image that I'm holding in my mind. And you see this happen all the time, right? If I have a mental image of what my life is supposed to look like financially, then I could win the lottery tomorrow, but within 6 months to a year, my life is going to outpicture how the financial income that I feel or I'm imagining myself to have, right? And so you see this when people win the lottery and then they lose all their money and they call it bad luck, superstition, the devil, right? all these things outside themselves, when in reality is that we have to exchange that old image for the new self image that we're wanting to see, right? And what does this look like? How do we change our mental image, right? We have to literally close our eyes, and this is when people say we have to go within. And in Christian language, it just means to pray, to have an intentional connection with yourself and the divinity outside ourselves that we call God, right? And we allow ourselves to go inside our future, go inside, have this mental rehearsal of what I would like my life to look like, how I would like my outer physical body to look like, right? And sometimes this is going to take practice. We're not always going to see or be able to see fully or clearly within our minds that new reality or perspective. We have to understand that our imagination literally allows us to, it's like a quantum computer, right? It allows us to see all these infinite possibilities, and it's whatever I focus on mostly, I'm giving my attention to that. Thus, whatever I give my attention grows. We all know that, like, the more and more I focus on, oh my God, this negative possibility, right? If I focus on that, I'm now giving attention and vibration to that. Now it's going to collapse itself into my experience and my reality, right? So it's important and necessary that we focus on that. We get clear, we write it out, right? That's the first step, is to write out exactly what you want your life to look like. Set a 3-month goal, set a 6-month goal, but you want to set a goal that's higher than what you actually expect your life to look like, right? Because we want to expand ourselves a little bit more than what we've already been experiencing, right? And we want to also allow this practice to give us confidence that our imagination or these mental images that I'm holding in my mind have creative power, and that the universe is actually responding to those images, right? And all the other things like our words, thoughts, and beliefs are just helping support that mental image. And like they say, an image holds 1,000 words. And I need you to get that and don't miss that. So it's important that, again, you have this mental rehearsal. You hear this with artists all the time. You hear this with people in the creative field, that they said, I was in my living room, but I could imagine myself on stage accepting this award, and now it's here, right? And you don't want to just do this one time or twice or 3 times. You want to make this a practice. Sometimes to get that thing or to change your mental capacity, right? Because we know that every time new information, right? Anytime I'm imagining, I'm actually creating new information into my brain, creating new mental synaptics. And the more and more I'm bridging that relationship to that potential reality, the more and more that I'm going to have a relationship with that reality. I'm going to connect with that reality, not just mentally, but emotionally. And our emotions, right, again, causes our body to act. It causes our behavior, and our emotion drives emote, right? Your emotion emotes your body into motion. And again, so it's important and necessary that you become aware. Think about what you're thinking about, right? Think about these emotions. Think about these mental images that we're having, because a lot of times if these mental images aren't checked, I'm telling you that our life is our experience is an external projection of these mental images that we're holding within. So within, so without. All right. So this is our moment today that we can really start engaging in our mental images and capacity. Even Einstein said that, like, knowledge is important because knowledge gives us information, facts, and it allows us to grow mentally, but our imagination surpasses that of the informational world, because it literally, again, allows us to tap into infinite possibilities. It allows us to create and to see our lives a little bit further than what it actually is. Because if we didn't have our imagination, we couldn't see beyond this point. Whatever I'm experiencing will always be true, but it's actually the power and the creative power that allows us to evolve to a higher state of being, state of consciousness, financial stability or freedom, and whether it's with a new partner, job, venture, anything that you want, it starts first in here. So I just want to encourage you, and I want to just give you that support to start deliberately engaging in your imagination. Be free in it. Don't hold yourself back. Don't judge what you're seeing. Just allow and start to develop this creative power. Y'all enjoy yourself. Again, this is Sean Israel. Bang that subscribe button. Also hit the bell because anytime that I have a new video, it will notify you. And let's have a dialogue. All your comments, questions, or concerns are definitely welcome. And also, I want to hear more about like what you're going through and how I can help. How can I be of service to you? And if you felt value in this, let me know. I'm also doing one-on-ones in Puerto Rico, and I love you, fam. Continue this journey. I don't care what obstacle is ahead of you. That potential is always more powerful than the present. Okay, and so be present. Let your future define who you are. And stay grounded, stay loving,